This is Patrick White with Agriland Inc. Farm Management and Realty in Spencer, Iowa. And today we're going to talk about the Haney soil test, the surprising results that the Haney soil test showed us this year on our farm, and the value that this test gives farmers in general. So this year we had the Haney soil test taken in late November, just like we had it done in late November here last year as well. On my farm, there's 92 acres tillable and 9 different management zones tested, and you can see that in the map over here on the right. Each different color is a different management zone, and you can see them all kind of spread out here across the parcel. And the management zones are determined by the soil type, the elevation of the soil, things of that nature. So there's 9 different management zones tested, and the soil samples were taken at a 6-inch depth. And the Haney tests really show a lot more information than your conventional soil test, and really showed us a lot of surprising results this year versus last year. So today's video is going to be more of a comparison video and then what we're doing to improve our soil health. So the comparison from this year to last year, we really saw a lot of surprising results on our soil health side of things, and just really our soil health is really progressing a lot quicker than what we thought it was. The first metric that we're going to talk about today is up here, the CO2 respiration. And the CO2 respiration just measures how much CO2 your microbes in your soil are giving off in a certain 24-hour period. In the lab, the sample of soil is wetted and left for about 24 hours, and you measure the CO2 that's created from that sample. Last year, my average of my 9 samples was 48.56. This year, it was 78.48, and that's an increase of about 61.6%, or basically 62% increase in our CO2 respiration. And this really shows us that our microbe populations are increasing and their activity is increasing, and therefore they should be sequestering more nutrients and overall helping our plants live a healthier life cycle. The next thing is the water extractable organic carbon. So the water extractable organic carbon is essentially the food for the microbes. And last year my score was 119.95, or basically 120. This year it was at 162.17. So that's an increase of 35.2%, and that's really just really good to see. It's a really good metric to track, as the water extractable organic carbon is essentially the food for the microbes. And so we've got a 61.6% increase in microbes, but we've also got a 35% increase in food. And so we've got more food for our microbes as our populations increase and our soil gets healthier, and we continue to grow the life in our soil. So the next metric is the percent microbial active carbon, and this year my number came in at 48.495 versus last year at 40.43, and that was an increase of 19.9%. What this metric essentially shows us is how much your microbes like the food that's in your soil, your water extractable organic carbon, and how it's converting it. So this year we were basically 19.9% or 20% more efficient with breaking down our active carbon in the soil. So our microbes are increasing in numbers. They've got more food out there to further increase their numbers, and they've also taken a liking for the carbon that's in the soil, or the current root exudates that I'm putting out there between my corn and soybean cash crops and my cover crops that I'm putting out there as well. And the last thing we're going to touch on in this Haney soil test is the organic N release. And just by and large, the Haney soil test, I mean, there's probably 30, 40, 50 metrics, something like that. I didn't go through the trouble of counting them all, but there's like at least 30 metrics, and probably a lot more than that of just searching your macronutrients, your micronutrients, and different things with your microbiology in your soil. So I'm just basically scratching the surface here with this. But with the organic N release, last year we had 8 pounds. This year we had 11.78 pounds. That's in the top 6 inches of soil. So basically you double that. So last year we had 15.73 pounds of organic N release. This year we're going to have 23.31 pounds of organic N released. And basically that's just the nitrogen that's released through the life cycle of the microbes. And you can see, it's increased 47%, and that makes sense because we see that we've got 61% more microbes out there doing their thing. So essentially what this test in terms of nitrogen shows me is that as a farmer, I can be confident in knowing that I've got another 23 units of nitrogen out there versus what the traditional nitrogen soil test is going to show me, which that this year would have showed me that I've got 8.5 pounds of traditional N out there. The top 6 inches basically be like 17 units, something like that. So bottom line is that I can have, I can go into my growing season with my corn more confidently, saying, yep, I don't need, that top end amount of nitrogen. I can back it off by basically 15, 20 units, something like that, and I can save this $24 or $20 per acre in my synthetic nitrogen costs, and I'll lose less nitrogen that way. I'll pay less, I'll lose less, and it should be better for both me, the farmer, and the consumer, and especially the people that drink the water in our waterways going forward. So, what do we attribute our healthier soil to? Well, this farm, the farm history, basically I bought this farm in 2020, and the previous 30 years, in the tillage, it was a real conventional system. Once or twice in the fall, once or twice again in the spring, anywhere between 3 and 4 passes of tillage a year. They did synthetic fertilizers ahead of corn, and I don't believe they fertilized ahead of beans. They never did a cover crop, and the cash crop was always corn and soybean rotation. And then I bought the farm in 2020, and that year we did the first and last tillage pass on the farm. It was one pass of strip till. We put on chicken litter and 28% nitrogen that year. We didn't have a cover crop. We did that ahead of our corn. And then after that, we've been all no-till. As you can see, this year 2024, we're also going to be no-till then. Every single year we put on chicken litter. In the corn years, we put on 28 or 32% nitrogen as a side dress, along with the chicken litter and nothing else. And then we also did a pass of lime, and that really helped raise our soil's pH and increased our microbes there as well. This pH is very important. But basically, to get our healthier soil, we've just been following the 6 principles of soil health, and I've got this quick metric here from Understanding Ag. It's basically just minimizing your disturbance, trying to do the least amount of tillage as possible. Keeping a cover and building surface armor on the soil. Keeping an active cover on the soil with, our rye cover crop or with our oats and hairy vetch, things like that. We've been trying to keep a living root in the soil at all times as well, whether that be our cash crop or our cover crop. We're trying to integrate animals, integrate livestock with our chicken litter out there. We've also been trying to keep our diversity going as well with, the corn and soybeans on the 2-year rotation, along with the oats and rye. You're getting more diverse root inside of our soil as well, and getting the microbes just some different food to eat. And then the final thing is the context. We're up here in Northwest Iowa. We got to be a little bit mindful with our little bit colder climate, but we've been able to adapt every step of the way and still have a lot of success with our no-till cover crop practices. That's pretty much all I've got here for you guys today. If you or your tenant are looking to get your soil healthier, just in 2024 and beyond, feel free to reach out to us here at Agriland. We've helped a lot of people improve their soil health, and we'd be happy to help you as well. Just continue your path of soil regeneration and just help speed up the benefits that you see. Send us an email at agrilandinc@gmail.com or reach out to us at 712-363-4535.